What's cracking, guys? Welcome back to Clash with Bando. Today I'm going to be going through War Win 179. It's going to be a fairly quick wrap up as I've just flown in home from work and I've got a lot of stuff on the go. So I do want to get a war wrap up. I do want to get used to doing every war. So yeah, it'd just be a quick one. It's 69 versus 65 versus FF jeprupter. I think it's an Indonesian clan. So we've won by the 4 stars, and for us they 2-starred most of our 10s and 11s. So they've missed Dave, they've missed Shine, and then even missed a couple other ones. So really they did have a chance because they outbased us, but in the end they were weak. Where are we? That was a Town Hall 9 that just went 10s. They only took the 1 Inferno, and these 2 bases here Dave took care of, which was good, and I will show one of those, but they were fairly low defense Town Hall 10s. So yeah, it's really funny matching up in wars at the moment. You see lots of variety of queues and all these kinds of things, but what I want to do is I want to show Dynamo. He's new to our clan. He came in with his missus, both from Perth, I think. And I want to show his attack on this base number 1. So we did talk about this at the start, and watching his inception on the raid was brilliant. And then I'll show how I attacked it the second time. I did stuff it up, but I just want to show so people can see the difference between the 2 raids, and you'd be able to easily 3-star this base the following time. So he's got the 4 healers for the Queen Walk. Then it's a GoWiWi for the second part. And it was a really good conception. The only thing is, I think, was his unit mix and the earthquakes, where he's placed the earthquakes, I think was probably a little bit out. But for me, it was 2 wall breakers that made the difference in the raid, and it's pretty unfortunate, but it's good to show the 2 and see the differences. So you do see where he's put the wall breakers. You'll see the difference in my raid, and unfortunately it didn't push my queen to where his went, because his queen just went in an awesome direction. You see her working through here. There's very minimal point defences, and he's going to get that eagle before he's even stressed about anything. There's no real cheap way of getting that clan castle, so he's just going to pull that on the fly, and as expected, Hound and Loon. So he's going to drop that poison down mainly to get rid of that Loon. I don't know that he needed his rage right here. I think he probably would have gone away quite fine without it. So that was probably a second point on this raid. As you see, there's only 2 mortars in that low-level Warden defence. So see how he's used these golems on the side there. Giants on the side with a couple of wizzies. That's to clear that cell and to push his golems up the middle. The problem with pushing golems up the middle is it can be very risky. They can take over your healers and all of these kinds of things, but his healers stayed true and they stayed on the queen the whole time. When he popped his ability there, he's very lucky that he didn't lose his healers. And because that queen's cleared a good portion of the midfield, the king with the wizzies, witches, they all run straight up into that town hall centre. Good freeze. Unfortunately, he's lost his king to that single laser, I think it was, but he's timed that Warden's ability really cool. So he's got another 3.5 seconds out of that single Inferno. Queen's still doing her job. This is where he's going to get stuck now in midfield. Because of those walls, it's a variation on a fairly standard base, but because of those walls, he's not going to really get through there. Queen like a boss, she's going around. Enough. Shush. Sorry, just talking to my dog. Alright, so we'll speed it up. As you see, they do get stuck in that wall section. The queen, she'll work through eventually, but yeah, really good raid. 88%. This was the first attack versus this base. The queen's still up. She'll die in the end here, I think. But just a brilliant raid. And unfortunately, I see it as a lost opportunity. I didn't 3-star it, and I'll show you why. Where are we? Bando 80. It was the last attack, so it was a little bit rushed. I didn't have the time to exactly get it where I wanted, but you see the army mix slightly different. I've got no giants. I've got a second golem, and pretty much the same for the rest of it, but it's just that my take on it was a little bit different. I've started his queen exactly where he started his. That was a brilliant starting spot. So you see the difference in the earthquakes there? That's to open up that bottom left-hand cell to get you straight into the middle. So what I want to do is, I want the queen to go through the middle and get that eagle laser the same, but then I want my golem, and there's no need to do the giant part of the raid that he did do just to kill those two defences. You're better off just incorporating that into your main push. And this is where I've stuffed it up. I don't know why I rushed it, but I've sent in 2 wall breakers, and as you see, they've gone for that dark elixir spells, and that's really just changed where I'll put the queen. I've now got 2-point defences, 2 mortars firing at me, and I'm going to draw CC. So this is where I've realised, oh shit, I've done the right thing by putting the poison down. I've had to put the rage out, but you do see a second mistake. Because of this, I've kind of panicked and not taken my time. I still could have retrieved this raid even from where I've done it. I did have to use the early rage. What I was worried about here was, you see that archer tower shooting those healers, and I'll sort of think, oh crap, I need to protect those, and I started my ground contingent. The problem is that's opened up the eagle. That was silly, so I've used my queen's ability to get that down as quick as possible, and in the end, that's lost the healers off of my queen. She's gone off to the right and gotten smashed. So I could have saved it if I had left her and blah blah blah. But what I want to show this for is I've gone in with no freeze. The intention being is the warden obviously maxed, so it's a lot different with level and stuff like that. But with the maxed warden, I'm going to use that ability to get me into that inferno and through the multi. And then you're going to have lots of witches left to save you from that single. But then that's going to give you a jump spell in difference, and that's going to allow me to jump out of that midfield. So just imagine the queen was still going like Dynamo's first raid. Now, King hasn't been targeted by the laser yet, but he probably will do soon. So you see there's just a huge group left. The King's able to do that. You just see a huge amount of witches and wizards left. And yeah, it's just really unfortunate I stuffed up 2 wall breakers. That's enough to make an awesome raid into a failure. And that's just plain and simple what's happened there. Really, I should have 3-starred that from an excellent open from Dynamo. But still, it's good to see. It's good to show. And we learn from these things. And this is why we always keep trying. Next I'm going to show is Dave's attack on their number 7. He's gone in with a queen walk, 5 healers, and I think it was just a GoWiWi with a few hogs for the tail. So you see it's not huge defense levels or anything like that, but still we've got to nail these bases as our 10s, and Dave did do this. I think the base might have had pirate. I opened it with pirate for him, so I showed him a few traps. I'm pretty behind on all my events, as we've got a war started in our main clan now. I've got quite a few accounts in this war, just so we made our 30 versus 30. Always slow and patient you've got to be with your queen walks, and unfortunately that's where I stuffed up the last video I showed you. Those wall breakers just a touch too early. So you can see the direction he wants to send his queen. Now he's going to have to use something there. I haven't actually watched this raid to its entirety, but yeah, he had to use his ability there, so he's holding on to his rage spells. She should go up and shoot that, yep. Now what's going to happen with that air defense? Is that going to shoot his healers? Maybe that's why he took 5, to accept the fact he's going to lose one. Yep, they start shooting. So yeah, he's only lost the one healer out of that. So that's a good exchange. Keeping 4 healers on his queen is nice. She's going to shoot that hound. Shush, Coco. Oi. Shush. Alright, the single laser's doing its thing. Hear me dog yapping away. Those pups can be so damn annoying. Barbarians get that remaining single down, which is nice. Out come his hogs. He's got 1 heal there. He's still got a rage. He's still got poison if he needs it for any skellies or anything like that. And his warden looks like it's going to drop onto that queen to give her an assistance with the walk. That'll help speed things along a little bit. He's already used his heal on his hogs. What's good though is you see he's kept those wizards, so he's managed to make sure he keeps clearing up those trash buildings at the end. That's pretty much it. So it was quite a big cost of healers for the queen with 5. Could he have done it with 4? Probably would have. But yeah, good raid. Hit the 3 stars. That's what we want to see. 6-star war for Dave. Unfortunately, the last couple of times he's had his 3 stars, I haven't had an opportunity with resets and all of that to get him on YouTube. So it's always nice to put all our players in. Now we'll show, this is the last raid I'm going to show. It's Phoenix's attack versus their number 10. And he's gone in with a queen walk. I think it was a single golem. I'll have a look at what that is. But GoVaHo, so it's cold-blooded GoVaHo, I think, out of the clan castle comes a golem. A few minions for the herd to start off with. Air traps to, this was the first attack, I should also point out. So air traps to try and annoy the people at the start. He's used those giants, so he hasn't had to use a high amount of troops, but just to be able to herd and get that queen going the direction he wants, and then also that back up with drawing that clan castle. So that's worked well. Poison down to help with the pups. Unfortunately, you look at it, it doesn't really kill any of them in time, so not hugely worthwhile, but he didn't need the poisons anywhere else anyway. With a big level 30 queen, they're not going to make much difference. They're not going to kill her if she's got a healer on her. There comes his ground. Yeah, it is cold-blooded GoVaHo. He's only got the 2 loons, 2 redheads, I should say, to go in with his king and golem. But we all love our level 30 kings. So he's got the 2 heals for his hogs. And he's going to put that second one down, so he's going to hopefully get his 3 groups of hogs that are going along on different items, defences, all inside traps. That's it, smashed it. So as always, he keeps his tail whizzies, and he starts him at the furthest point. So yeah, good raid, Phoenix. He hit a 96% 1-star on their Town Hall 9 that took the Inferno, so it was unlucky with a miss there. But yeah, overall, good war for us to be down on bases and come away by 4 stars. I think we did have quite a few high defences, so 3 attacks on Ret was a good return. 5 attacks on Pirate 2. That's one of our 8.5 pluses, so it's funny to see 5 attacks on that. And then a couple on some of our 8s. That's always nice. But yeah, other than that, as always, hope you've learnt something and clash on.